One thing about being a content creator, especially in the wellness field, is you gotta be comfortable. That's why I'm partnering with KP Sun. They provided me an excellent, comfortable pair of joggers. Let me show you. I couldn't wait to try these bad boys on. Some of you are like myself, you work long hours and you deserve to have something comfortable. So that's why I turned to KP Sun. I wanted something that wasn't baggy, but loose enough to feel comfortable and not squeezing my legs as well. What's also cool is these joggers have deep pockets, as well as a special pocket on the side for your gadgets and whatnots. Click the link below and use 20JKP Sun to get 20% off your order. Welcome everybody. Today we're going to help as many people as we can online. Ideally, I'd like to go to all of you and help you all in person, and maybe one day that will be something that I can do. But for now, we are going to try to find as many people online and see if we can answer some of their questions. So let's go ahead and do that now. I'm going to go to the place that a lot of people are going to, but I also want to maintain some confidentiality, so I don't want to be on my Eustachian Tube Dysfunction 24/7 group because there's pictures on there, and I don't want to expose anybody's personal pictures and profiles. So we're gonna go to a place called Reddit. A lot of you are familiar with Reddit. The reason why I come on here is because what's nice is no one has their photos here, no one has their name here. It's just a bunch of people looking for some support. And going through the website here, as you can see, there's quite a bit here. I'm looking right here at 96 comments just in a term of 5 days or so. But it gets a lot harder than that. It gets a lot more deeper than that. Let me see. More challenging for a lot of you out there. And so if I just go to Eustachian Tube and type, we got 16,000 members in this group alone. And so it's a part of the top 5%. So just in 6 days, let's look at something a little more recent, then I'll try to scale my way down. But for now, as of new, let's see what's in new. So I hope all of you are going to enjoy this video. Hopefully during this stream, you're going to get a little bit of information out of my responses to these individuals. It won't be a live conversation with them, obviously, but I'm going to leave comments. I'm logged on as myself here. Jaye Wellness Studio is logged in here. So, okay. So anyways, I thought I scaled this to new. Maybe new is, well, I know there's been something sooner than 6 days for sure. But anyways, let's go down. Let's move along here. So we're looking here. There's quite a bit. Eustachian Tube airless. It's airless. Been to a doctor. Clicking. Then there's fluid. I'm gonna get into all of those questions because I know a lot of you have these questions too. But let's start with the top. I don't wanna ignore anybody. So the soonest, it looks like the earliest one that's highlighted 6 days ago. I know there's probably more than that, but let's go ahead and start with this one. So this individual says, when I'm singing, even when flexing to make sure I'm singing from my diaphragm, I sound terrible. It's obvious I'm a great singer naturally, but I just don't sound like myself because I can't hear so well. It feels as though I'm hearing everything in my head, and I've been struggling with high notes. I could sing in the past before ETD. Is there anyone experiencing this that could give me some advice on what to do? I'm not a good singer. I've never had any singing experience, so I probably wouldn't be the best person for that question. But I hope that individual finds someone. It looks like 4 people are chiming in, so hopefully that individual can get some help with that. But let me go to something that I'm familiar with here. Let's scroll. Okay, TMJ or ETD. So I notice I have some type of ear rumbling when I burp, yawn, or stretch. I think I burp a lot due to acid reflux. The burping wakes me up at night. Very often causes me to toss and turn. What's bothering me is the rumbling in my ears that happen. I have bad anxiety, which makes me want to run to the ER. I have an appointment with an ENT in 3 weeks, but this is starting to really scare me. Has anyone else experienced this? Oh man, you know, not many people are chiming in on this one, so I want to get in here on this one a little bit. Someone said, uh, official sandwich man said, nope, that's completely normal. And then someone else is, it looks like they're recommending ear rumbler assemble. Okay, didn't really help this person, so I'm going to try to help this person. And some of you are dealing with this as well. Let me just say this. TMJ and ETD go together. They usually do. It's very rare that you're going to have eustachian tube dysfunction and you're not going to have some sort of jaw problem or TMJ problem. And I find that a lot of you are struggling with both, and you don't probably understand or know that there's a correlation with the two of those. And so the problem with this is when you have this kind of situation going on, it's going to cause anxiety. It's going to cause you to want to run to the ER room. And so before I type back to this individual, I just want to explain how the fact that you have this anxiety, we can talk about the increase in cortisol levels. We could talk about the increase in histamine levels. This person is definitely dealing with some, what I might want to say, with because of the acid reflux. This individual is probably dealing with some fluid in the ear. Probably also dealing with the fact that if they had an ear infection and have fluid in the ear, sometimes drainage, because of that eustachian tube is a little out of whack, that drainage can go back down the esophagus, can go down into the stomach, can cause that reflux because of all that acid buildup, all the fluid going back down into the stomach. So this can definitely be a cause. TMJ is definitely something to point a finger at when it comes to this. I would say because of the fact that there's this individual said that they're feeling, I know on here I read that they are having stretch due to acid, okay, reflux, a toss and turn with rumbling in my ear. So basically sometimes that rumbling could be the jaw shifting, issues with the jaw. So let's respond back to this individual on some of those things I just named right here. So let's say, if I could get my caps off. Okay, hi there. This definitely sounds like a case. I love autocorrection. You gotta love autocorrection. Case of ETD. The reason for the acid reflux is possibly due to the fluid buildup in the ear, along with basically mucus. And when I guess I didn't spell mucus right. Man, I gotta go back. I gotta do some more reading. Oh, see, I knew there was different ways to spell that. Okay. And when the ear tube is malfunctioned, it can cause a down spiral of these fluids to travel back down into the stomach. This can, I'm going to correct all of that after, ultimately cause the reflux that you are experiencing. Let's correct that. That looks better. Down spiral into the stomach. And it's underlining it because I guess I don't sound smart enough. So I think this individual will probably get the point. And then also, as far as TMJ, this issue usually goes hand to hand when you are struggling with ETD, primarily because of inflammation buildup, misaligned joints, etc. Hope you get some relief soon. All right. Let's go ahead and comment that, send that off, so that person is hopefully going to read that. I know it's been a little bit of some time now, 12 days. I don't see ETD going away within 12 days. Unfortunately, this condition lasts way longer than that. But let's move along. Let's keep going. We got some more people to help. And I don't know what these other individuals are talking about. I don't know what Sandwich Man's talking about. But whatever it is, I'm glad I was able to find that one. So let's go on. And I hope to do these a lot often. I really have been struggling to offer more of myself to people. I get consumed with book writing and conferences and videos and one-on-one chats and things like that I don't really get time to really try to, you know, connect with the individual at hand. So let's see. Let's read this one. Traditional fee 5186. My Eustachian tube is airless. Been to a doctor. My eardrum is earless. The doctor said I have swimmer's ear. My Eustachian tube is airless, so the doctor sprayed air into my nose with a balloon. Has anyone tried this method? Does it make the ear tube wider? Are there any other methods to make the ear tube wider and reopen? My nose is dry and swollen. Let's see what this, I want to make sure. I think someone's probably, let's see what this individual, they got 2 responses here, so. This is just a sub of people who can click their ears. No guarantee any of us have had swimmer's ear before. This is going to be a little difficult to respond to this one. Airless. I'm not exactly sure. Basically, what I think this individual is saying, when they're trying to pop their ears maybe, and they don't feel the flow of air going to their ears. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not sure about that one. But what I'm going to do is I'm still going to respond. I'm going to say, it seems as if the doctor detected some narrowing of the sinuses and was trying to remedy that. As far as airless, could you explain a little more in details so I can help assist you with what I know? Okay, so what we're going to do with this individual is we're basically just going to ask a question and, you know, get a little bit more information, because I'm not too sure about that. So all right. Okay, let's see if we can answer a few more here. I really enjoy doing this. This really makes me feel good to just go in here. And I do this sometimes. This is the first time I'm actually recording myself doing it. But I go in here as the company name, Jaye Wellness, there, and just see what I can help. See how I can help. Some of these right here, 19 days ago. I really want to figure out a way to get something a little more sooner. So let's see if we can get into, I know there's some other groups here that are probably struggling real bad here. Let me just move this out of the way. Okay. Okay, so let's do Eustachian again. And let's see what's in this one here. Eustachian 2 only has 631 members, but they may have something sooner. So 3 days ago. Let's take a look at this here and see if we can help someone out here. And just for kicks, I'm going to see if there's anything new. But I think that might be the newest one. Okay, so 3 days is the newest one. I could have swore I saw something like as of, I know what it is. I'm gonna answer this, help this person out with ear popping for months. All right, let's read this here. I've been really struggling with what I think is Eustachian tube dysfunction. Seemingly started out of nowhere one day when hearing went out and tinnitus started in left ear. That's where mine started, and that's where all my issues were, in the left ear. This went away, and the next day I have a fluid-filled feeling in my left ear. That ended up progressing to feeling in my right ear too. Progressed to right ear after a month of this. I've tried Flonase, Sudafed, antihistamines twice a day. saline rinses, Mucinex, was prescribed a dose of steroids and antibiotics, which all have done nothing. I had a hearing test and they said my hearing was excellent. Sounds like my little story so far. Um, Hearing test and pressure on both ears was normal. Also said my canals look good and saw no fluid. I don't see how that's possible. At every time I swallow, it's like Rice Krispies in my ear. I have anxiety and it's really ruining my mental health. I didn't have any cold or infection before it started, and I'm looking to see if anyone can give me any other things to try. I can't see an ENT until next month, and that will be 3 months of this crap. Alright, I got a lot to say here, but before I do, a lot of you know I'm really big on speaking on ear popping because that's what I dealt with for 3 years. And I'm hoping that this individual doesn't have to go 3 more months of that, because it's a really debilitating, troubling feeling that you go through, and I don't wish anybody to ever go through that. It's horrible. So let's see if we can respond. I'm gonna try to think and type at the same time. And sometimes that is hard to do when you're tired, you're sleep deprived, but I'm gonna do my best. So, all right. So all of you can kind of follow along. I'm gonna be typing here, and just kind of bear with me, cause yeah, I'm gonna try to see if I can respond to this person. Um, I I have the exact story you have. I have tried all of the above medications as well. Well, in the past, it took me a total of 3 years to finally heal from ETD. I will start first with how your neck and jaw is. Do you suffer from neck tightness or jaw problems? A lot of times, professionals, I'm just going to say professionals, assume nasal sprays and the nasal sprays are the remedy, but unfortunately, I have found, fortunately, I have found that the structure of the jaw and neck is the biggest of problems. And some of, I'm gonna be honest, some of my English here is probably gonna be a little off because I'm just trying to get this message out, so I don't keep you folks waiting, and I don't keep this individual waiting. So if you notice constant popping sounds, my best guess is it sounds more like a structural problem that is causing pressure and build up on the Eustachian tube. So I'll keep all of, I'm gonna wait for this response. If if you have any further questions on this, please feel free to contact me. I will be happy to help. All these underlined blue lines telling me, oh, you could be better. That's alright. That's life, folks. Okay, so that's getting sent off. So this individual, most likely, what they're not being told probably is that it's probably issues with the TMJ, but it's also issues probably with inflammations, also issues with when the muscles become tense and tight, it puts that extra pressure on that eustachian tube, surrounding muscles, the issues with the tensor tympani. These are all problems that can just completely give the eustachian tube, give it an imbalance basically on working correctly. The tensor tympani is going to influence a lot of the open and close mechanism, and then with the popping sounds, I don't know, the individual said here that they had some pressure tests, it came up normal. That is a little sketchy that it came up normal because of the popping sounds, but at the same time it may not be sketchy because the popping sounds can merely not be air. It could literally be like a structural problem. That's what I wanted to tell them, that it could be structural. It could be the muscles, it could be the tissue, it could be the joints. So having good air pressure or pressure that's equal is sometimes seen even with the popping sound. So it's not always the case, and for this individual to be given antihistamines, that was a good start, but not necessarily all that it takes. And as far as the steroids goes, that could also be aiding in more symptoms. So this individual is just doing the best he or she can, but at the end of the day, taking all these medications is ultimately probably leading to more popping sounds, more clicking sounds, more issues with the ear. So it actually doesn't help. So that's just my humble opinion. So let's respond. This sounds like I have going on too. So a lot of people are dealing with that. So let's try to do one more, and then I'm going to wrap up here because I really want to do this more often, and I just want to I definitely want everybody to and get a lot out of this. Hopefully you get a lot out of this. Here's another individual dealing with popping sounds, ETD and spasm right below that one. Popping sounds is a huge deal. It was balloon procedure day. So this is what's going on, and I think I'm going to do another video because I did see that there is a tinnitus group that I want to get in and respond to as well. But let's respond to this constant popping individual right here, because this is a big deal. This person has some questions, didn't really get a lot of response. So let's see what they got. Looks like somebody was trying to help a little bit. But let's go ahead and read it. I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to put my feedback on there. So I don't know if this is the right subreddit to post in, so guide me elsewhere if I'm wrong. Basically, my ears pop every time I yawn. It's been happening. It's been happening since I can remember. I hate the feeling of my ears popping. It makes everything seem louder. But in a weird way, I don't know how to explain it. Kind of like your hearing is louder, but also like you're hearing underwater. Also, when my ears pop, I can hear my heartbeat. Could be pulsatile tinnitus. My heartbeat in my ear sometimes. So because I don't like the feeling, I usually reverse the pop by doing a hard sniffle or by plugging my nose and sucking in. It's honestly so irritating I have to do it, especially because sometimes I get yawning attacks where I yawn like 10 times or more in a row. So my ears pop constantly. So I'm always reversing that pop. I yawn, ears pop, and I instantly reverse it. The yawning starts to hurt after a while, or I just get so irritated by it. I also feel like I'm irritating those around me too by doing the hard sniffle to reverse it all the time. Is this caused by something specific? Is there anything I can do to fix it? I'm going to say there's a lot of things that could be going on, but the biggest thing, again, I'm going to ask this person how a lot of these issues that you are describing could be, it could be a problem with the jaw, neck, and or poor posture. Let me correct that now. How is your posture? Do you also suffer with neck tightness? Believe it or not, just being out of posture and having neck stiffness can result to all of what you are describing. Let me know when you can. I'm happy to help. Yeah, so let's let this person respond to that, and then we'll hopefully follow back. When I do my other video, I'm gonna go and try to go into the tinnitus group. When I do my other video, I'm gonna circle back and see if anyone responded back to my messages while I'm live, so you guys can all know exactly what happened. Or you can simply just get on Reddit. I'm on here as Jaye Wellness. You can go on the Reddit, type in Eustachian tube, you can find this exact comment, and if you find it before I find a response, then be sure to tag me in my video and let me know, or email me or something so I can get back to this person. But that's all I have. That's all I'm going to be able to do today. I definitely want to do this a lot more. I feel like I can connect more to everybody this way. I can really dive in a more informal way, not preparing like a whole guideline. It's nice to just speak from the top of my head sometimes and not have to stay on a certain topic. So it's nice to kind of respond back fluidly, if that makes sense. So I hope this video was very helpful for you. If it was, please take time to subscribe to the channel. I try to bring content as often as possible. But in the meantime, I'm going to step out of the Jaye Wellness Studio and leave you in good hands with this video. Like anything else, folks, we are here to simply go back to the basics. Take care, everybody, and I'll catch you on the next video.